Thank you. Thank you, Mwikali, and thank you for having me. Today we have a very interesting topic to look at: the power of focus and how that works with our mind. The power of the law of focus and how that works with our mind. Very brilliant, very crucial subject when you talk about success, when you talk about where you want to go in life. This is one of the things you must understand. Not just understand, you must master the law of focus, which states simply that whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands and becomes your life experience. Whatever you focus on expands and becomes your life experience. Now, what does that mean? It means whatever you see right now in your life is a manifestation of your consistent focus. Whatever you see right now is a manifestation of your conscious or unconscious focus of your mind. And so the focus is a recipe that delivered the food that is served as your life experience. And so if you don't like your life, one of the things that you want to change is actually your focus. Focus creates your life experience. Focus creates your life experience. What you focus on, you will experience. You will feel. It will become your life experience. Okay, now for us to understand focus, we have to understand how the mind works. And I keep on repeating this in this show, that your mind is God's gift to you to help you, walk towards your success. Your mind and the development of your mind and understanding how to use your mind will be more crucial than being given the best talent on the planet. Because you can have the best talent on the planet and not have, good use of your mind. And so when you understand how the mind works, then you can use it for your benefit, not against you. Because for most of us, our minds are working against us because we are focusing on things we don't want. And those things are coming to us like a magnet, attracted to our lives. And when they manifest, we complain, getting into a web of negativity from one thing to another. And we don't know where we went wrong. One of the key areas that you must shift is your patterns of focus. Your patterns of, this is one of the areas where change begins. If you want to change your life, change your focus. You cannot focus on evil and expect to live a great life. And so how does the mind work in relationship to the law of focus, that whatever you focus on expands? Remember, the mind is always waiting for your direction, for your command, the mind doesn't want to direct you. It's you to direct your mind through focus. Through focus, you can tell your mind, focus on good things, focus on pure things, focus on things that elevate, focus on, elevating stuff, not negative stuff. And the way you train your mind learns from you. This is what you want. You want to focus on this. And so watch your patterns, because your mind is unconsciously just learning from you what you want and bringing more of that through your focus to your life experience. And so as you get into gossip, your mind thinks you like to bring people down and bring yourself down and all that. That's what you focus on. It brings more of that experience in your life. Very soon it becomes an identity. You become a gossiper. And so your mind is innocent. Your mind is innocently serving you. You are the king, the queen of your destiny. You're the captain of your ship. You're the one deciding where you want to go. Your mind is waiting for your command. Command your mind every day, every morning, every evening, every noon time. The mind is asking, where do you want to go? And the mind is always copying from your interests. And so if you're interested in small talk, the mind, decides you want to remain small. brings more people to your life like a magnet. The mind wants to magnetize you according to your focus. Whatever you ask, the mind will deliver to you without fail. Without fail. Remember, without fail, meaning whatever your experience is right now was delivered to you as a request of your focus. What you focus on expands and grows. There's no way you can focus on limitation and experience abundance. There's no way you can focus on lack and experience abundance. And you tell your focus through your language, the things, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to people. You can know what your consistent focus is. Now, another thing about how the mind works with your focus and the law of focus is that the mind always walks you towards what is familiar and away from anything that is not familiar. The mind tells you, oh, this is not you. You don't know about this. You don't know about abundance. You don't know about a lot of money. So it walks you through spending it so fast so that it's all gone, because you always focus on limitation. Your talk is limitation. Your talk is small. And so even when you're blessed by accident with a lot of abundance of money and finances, it's spent as fast as possible so you can go back to what is familiar. Your mind will always serve you to take you back very quickly to what is familiar. Now, understanding this makes us want to take action, because any knowledge that does not lead to action is useless. It doesn't serve us. So what is the action here? The action is for us to make the unfamiliar familiar to our mind. Impress upon your mind that beauty is familiar, that you are familiar with beauty. Impress upon the mind. Wow, how do you do that? Repetition, consistency. Think thoughts of beauty, not thoughts of, don't watch scary videos of scary things, of, that make you shake, because that's taking you away from what you want to experience as joy and beauty. Because if you're always downloading movies that are scary and scaring you, scaring the heaven out of you, I'm telling you, there's no way you'll ever experience happiness and joy, because the brain, you cannot lie to your mind. Your mind knows your familiar zone, and it will take you there. Whether you try to convince you cannot be, doing all this, dark stuff and expect your mind to take you to, the light of the glory of the Lord. No, it will take you to what is familiar. And so the solution is to make the unfamiliar familiar. Make money familiar. Pesa ikuzoe. If it's not familiar, even if you're given 121 billion, I'm telling you, your mind will take you to what is familiar. Your mind, one of the wealthiest person was interviewed and was asked, what do you think would happen if all the money of the wealth people is given to the poorest of the poor? And he said in 3 years, the money will go back, because the rich, their mind, what is familiar to them is abundance, not lack. The poor, what is familiar to them is lack, not abundance. So very soon they'll spend the money in a way that they'll be left with zero. In fact, they'll be left worse than they were. That is why the first thing to change, if you want to change your life, is not to change the external, it's to change the internal, it's to change your focus, it's to change your mindset. Because the mind will always, by force, by fire, it will take you to what is familiar to you. If love and relationships is not familiar to you, even the best girl in town, the best boy in town will not help you. We can move aside and leave you with the best of the best. life will still take you to your zone. What is familiar to you is being beaten. What is familiar to you is being put down. And I tell you, no one can love you more than you're loving yourself. That's what I tell people. Don't look for someone who loves you. Love yourself and teach people how you deserve to be loved, and focus on love. That is the way to make the law of focus work for you. Otherwise, it will work against you. It will work to bring you your primary focus. What is familiar to you? So may I ask you a question? What is familiar to you? What is familiar to you? Yeah? What do you focus on? Do you focus on what's missing, or do you focus on what you already have and begin to be grateful and say, thank you that I already have this. Although I'm waiting, to manifest so much, thank you that I already have this. Thank you. The little things. Do you focus on the past, or do you focus on the present? Do you focus on what you're missing? Do you focus on what's available? Focus is everything. It's a pattern that will deliver to you what you consistently focus on. And so it begins with a decision. Decision equals destiny. Decision is what shapes our destiny, not our environment. So it doesn't matter where you are. Right now, you may be surrounded by a life that is not the life you want. That's okay. But it's not okay to hear this message and stay the same, because the decision on what you focus on is squarely in your hands. It's you to decide. Do I focus more on this? And I see people, they hate pain, but they focus more on pain. And so they have more pain, and their life becomes one painful life, one painful prison. We are in control of our destiny through focus. We change our lives through focus. If you make the decision today, decide that you focus, no matter what's going on around you, you've trained your mind to focus on number one, abundance. Even if you're in lack right now, focus on abundance. This is an abundant life. This is an abundant universe. The universe is so abundant. There's everything available for all of us at all times. There's no lack of anything. And so focus on abundance. If you find yourself criticizing people who have more money, it's because you think they have taken all the money in the world and you're left without anything. That is actually opposing to your destiny. So instead of complaining someone has so much, no, create a lot yourself. You have what it takes to create as much as you need. Focus is a currency of abundance. Focus is the currency of the abundance. And so if you want to have abundance, focus on abundance. Focus on joy. Focus on joy. Every event, everything you'll ever go through, you have that opportunity to choose your focus. What will you focus on? Focus on joy. There are people I know that actually, you never see them and I know them well enough. Most of the time I'm with them, but they're always happy people because they made a decision. They've lived life long enough to realize focusing on what's not working, focusing on pain, focusing on criticism, focusing on, all this negativity does not serve them. They're always smiling. Keep your smile. Focus on the joy. Focus on what brings you joy and bring it to your heart. No matter what people say about you, stay there. You're going to see the fruit very soon. And that becomes not just a fruit, it becomes a result. It becomes your life. It becomes destiny. You just begin with pattern of focus on a daily basis. No matter what happens, focus on, find what's working. Now, another one you can focus on is love. Now, you either focus on love or focus on fear. Every moment you make that choice. Do I choose love or do I choose fear? And those two emotions are like the baseline emotions that every other emotion is attached to. Love has spectrum of joy is a spectrum of love. All these feel good emotions are spectrums of love. Fear has got spectrums like bitterness, anger. All this pain is a spectrum of fear. When you're afraid that you not deliver your project in time, you get frustrated. Is frustration is a spectrum of fear. It's because you're afraid you don't have what it takes to deliver in time. So the baseline is, ask yourself this question: am I focusing on love or am I focusing on fear? As I end this conversation, let me tell you, there's an Hawaiian technique. It's called the Ho'oponopono. If you've never heard about it, you can Google it. And it's a very brilliant technique to help you focus. And it simply says four phrases: I love you, please forgive me, thank you, I'm sorry. If you enter into every moment of your life with that vibration of I love you, please forgive me, thank you, I'm sorry, I love you. Repeat that over and over again. It's like a cleaning tool to clean your vibration. Tell yourself, I love you. And you're telling yourself, I love you. Mentally, tell yourself, I love you. When you walk to a dark, negative space, mentally just repeat, I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. We can continue this conversation. If you want to understand more about the whole Ho'oponopono, you can connect with me, Breakthrough with Jeff, on YouTube, and we'll be able to take you further. Thank you, and back to you, Wikali.